All right, so I'll start off with injuries. We had Sam Acho that had a pec, so we'll get some more feedback tomorrow as to how long or where he's at with that. But that was really our only injury throughout the game. So for the most part, we stayed pretty healthy, and I was proud of our guys for our team, all three phases, the way they came out. It was obviously a great start again, and so for the offense to be clicking and for them to have some chunk plays and again, I think for us, one of the things we discussed every week that we play here at Soldier Field is how important it is to protect our home field advantage and to be here with our fans. And they were rocking out there, and they were absolutely a huge part of this. And we as a team and organization just thank them for being in our corner and being so supportive, and that's ultimately what it's all about. So with that, I'll ask questions.
Matt, you've been saying for a couple of weeks now something along the lines of, when this offense clicks, you're going to see something special. Is this what you meant?
Yeah, I did, and again, we are, trying to figure out who we are every day that goes by, and so when we're in the game situation, that's our test, and so in practice, just kind of understanding and hearing, these different plays and concepts, and so today was one of those days where everything was clicking, and the players were just. You could just tell how focused they were at execution and making sure that, they did the right things when the plays were called. And I'll say this, the ultimate credit goes to them and the position coaches and our coordinators for taking that very seriously and for doing it not just today, but they did it all week long. And so that's what I think for a young team, the way we've grown in different phases, but especially today with the offense being able to click was great.
What was the biggest difference with Mitch?
Well, when you start out, fast like he did, and you just try to stack completions and you don't get hit, the offensive line did an amazing job. In order to throw downfield, you got to be able to protect, and the offensive line did such a great job of protecting him. And so he made some special throws, which I thought was great. And so when you're able to make those throws like he did today. Good things happen. And then again, our defense and our special teams. So collectively, it was just really neat.
Matt, you talked during the week after the last game about just needing to check with him to see if maybe you pulled back a little bit. Did you do any of that this week? How did that process go?
Well, not really. No, we just wanted to figure out schematically, are we doing what's best for this offense? And not even necessarily for Mitch. We know what he can and can't handle. So it's just really collectively as a team, and then we want to discuss with him. We did at the beginning of the week, some concepts that he likes, what fits for him, and so we still had quite a bit on his plate. We had a lot left over on that call sheet today, even with our production we had.
What sense did you get for his comfort and his mental processes, his clarity during the game, during plays?
Well, I knew it all week long. I really did. I knew all week long that he was going to have a good game. He was out there spinning the ball in practice. Our red zone practice that we had on Friday might have been the best practice that we had the entire since we've been together. And so I think it's a confidence thing where when we were hoping to get in the red zone because we felt so good, and it wasn't just Mitch, it was everybody, and it was just there was no footballs on the ground. And it was really neat to see. We talked about it. We brought it up. And so to see it come to fruition here in the game, that's really what these teaching moments and growing moments as a team and as a family, that's what this is all about.
What can a game like this do for Mitch and going forward?
The obvious answer is the confidence can grow. It'll get a lot higher now when you do this. You protect the football. You throw touchdowns. You're efficient with your play calls in and out of the huddle, and so what that does is that you start seeing kind of the system and how it works and how you fit and how we fit together with him. So he's going to feel very confident going into this thing. Now we all need to understand that enjoy it, appreciate it, take care of your bodies and your mind here during the bye week. But now we got to gear right back up for the following week, and I know our guys will do well with that.
Coach, You averaged 10 yards per play on first down and second down. What does that do for you as a play caller as far as keeping you in manageable space?
Yeah, no, that's huge. And I think there was several times where I looked down at my third down list and everything was alive. It was all there. And so when you do that, it's so much easier. Because you're not sitting back there on 3rd and 7 to 10 and just knowing that they're going to come back and possibly bring some blitzes or do different things with you. And so there's a confidence level for not only the players, but for myself and for our coaches that are suggesting things. So staying ahead of the sticks and getting positive yards on first down is so invaluable in this league.
And aside from the protection that you mentioned earlier, what stood out about the downfield game to, I think it was 6 games with at least 30 in the first?
Yeah. Well, what stood out was that our guys were really, they were making the plays work. And so we were calling up the plays and they were making the throws, they were making the catches, they were blocking. And so when you're a coach and you start seeing things in the beginning of the week that you hope, that's like, you start putting things together and you say, okay, I think this could work, I think that could work. And then you give it to the players and then they practice it. And then when it happens in the game, it's pretty cool. And that happened today. It happened more so than most games. And for our guys to feel that, I've been saying, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I think today we obviously got a lot better offensively, and our belief in one another, increased greatly.
Why were the receivers able to get so open so often?
I think they were running good routes. We were making good throws, had the protection. It's amazing what can happen when you just go out there and you just kind of cut it loose and you don't think too much. And that's everybody. That's not just the players, but the coaches too. You just, let's go out there and have a little fun. And we stretched the field today more than we have in the past, and it worked.
Can you say where you got that play with 2 quarterbacks in the backfield? And
You like that? We just kind of mixed it up in the middle of the week. We decided we were having some fun with it and decided to go that route. And then the quarterbacks got a little creative, and before you know it, we came up with that play. And we gave it a name, and we all felt pretty confident it might work.
Did Chase come back to you after the false start took you out of it, and come back to you?
What do you think?
I think he did.
Yes, he did. He was ready, man. He had that foot. He was in the sprinter stance. He was just waiting for me to call it again.
gave it a name?
Huh?
Said you gave it a name?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What can you say? Obviously,
Well, you want the name? Willy Wonka.
you're celebrating the defense today. I mean, you knocked out Fitzmagic, whatever, and Winston comes in. I mean, you had these guys controlled. I mean, what can you say about that?
Well, I think that's one of the things. So our offense clicked today, and we put up points. We produced, but for that offense that we just faced, I mean, there were 400 yards in a row 3 straight times. Yeah. So what a credit to the defensive players and coaches for being able to come out here and really do an unbelievable job versus that great offense. And so regardless of who the quarterback is or who they have doing what, I think just collectively the team, you saw we got pressure. You know, Khalil again had another sack and a forced fumble. And so just everybody's playing fast. They're playing relentless. They're having fun out there. They're playing aggressive. It's controlled chaos. And I just love it. I love it about those guys. I love the mentality of our coaches. They preach it, they teach it, and then we all just feed off of one another.
You had a lot of Tariq Cohen today. Can you explain?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. So that's part of the. I mean, he's a good football player, and we have a lot of good football players on our team, and he's dynamic. He can do a lot of different things. Mentally, he can handle a lot, so you can put him in different spots, and it's nothing to him.
It's not specific to this game necessarily, his opponent.
Maybe.
So in the 2 weeks, did you anticipate getting as much single high as you did early, and do you think that contributed?
Yeah, they were a single high team. Yeah, they were a single high team. They mixed in some zone, do some different, and they played more man there towards the end. But they had that back end. They had some injuries and some young guys back there, but for the most part, that's what we thought they were going to do.
When did
I'm sorry if I missed this, but did you get an explanation on the Hicks play?
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I didn't see it live, so I did not see that. But basically, from what the referee told me is that I guess he shoved them or pushed them. So I'll have to go back and look at it, and it's an unfortunate situation, and we know that we can't do that. And I talked to Keem when he came off the sideline, but I haven't seen it live.
That's not reflective of his character as a player.
No, that's not. It's an emotional game, and he knows that he can't do that, and he's apologetic, and so we got to handle. That's the rules, and so we'll handle that, and Akeem will be fine with it, and we'll talk to him and teach him and learn from it.
So as you headed into the bye week around the league, your start will probably be labeled a lot as a surprise team in the NFC. Are you?
No, I'm not surprised because, first of all, I'll say this. It's only 4 games into the year. So we wanted to have a fast start. I mean, you go back to April 3rd when we got together as a team, we talked about who we wanted to be and what our goal was. And so what happens is when you start believing in that thing and then you start doing it in real games, you get tighter as friends. You get tighter as teammates. You get tighter as coaches. So what we can do now is kind of reflect at 3-1 where we're at. We understand it's a super long season, and I just got done telling the guys, listen, whether you're 1-3 or 3-1, never get too high and never get too low. Just stay the course. Trust me on this. And if you do that and you go ahead and you take care of yourself over the bye week, your mind and your body, and it's good for us at week 4 or week 5 because of the long preseason. So it feels like the middle of the season to us. So they'll do that, and they promised me they're going to come back very focused, and then. That's going to be the challenge. Is week by week. We'll be in basically week 5 for us, or game 5 coming up.
You had Mitch hit Allen Robinson on that corner route in the end zone.
Yeah.
Talk about red zone production. What did you like about the play design in that situation, and what stood out to you about the way they executed?
Well, I thought it was a special throw. No pun intended. Just kidding. So no, it was. He did well with it. I'll tell you this. He threw it on time. Allen, they were playing man on that. Allen made a good stick move to the corner, and if you go back and slow-mo that, you'll see when that ball came out. And it just was. It really was. It was a really good throw. And for him, he made a lot of those today. But again, you have to. It's not just about the throw. It's about the other parts of the play. And so these guys are fighting their tail off, and they're running concepts that we're working on over and over again to make happen. And so I just think that for our guys right now, for them to feel that togetherness. None of our guys care about stats. They don't care about the numbers, how many touchdowns or yards receiving, et cetera. They just want those touchdowns, and they don't care who it is. And I think you saw that on the sideline. And so I was proud of those guys, and I'm super happy for 10. But at the same time, he's got to understand we got a ways to go.
Was that the right throw to make in that situation? I think if I remember right, he had Howard wide open.
He did have him wide open, but he went to his first read on the progression. So we came back afterwards on the sideline. The first thing he said to me is he said they left Jordan wide open. But he went that. But A-Rob was his number one progression.
You have an appreciation for the history here. From
Yeah.
the day you got here.
Mm-hmm.
Look up and see Mitch has the most touchdowns since, what?
What was it, since 49?
Yeah, and the guy who had 7 was less than 75 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense of how special today was, just in a macro sense?
I think in a lot of ways, the numbers, to be able to do that, when you start getting, when you start having great numbers at any position, you start doing things that are, your numbers are high in one category or another, it's always neat. And anybody can tell you it's not. It is. It's neat for the guys. But the biggest thing right now for us as a team and for Mitch is just understanding that, man, this thing's a grind now. It's not easy. And so there's a lot of hard work that goes into this. We talked about blemishes and scars and molding your character. And so whether that's individually for Mitch or whether that's offensively for our offense or as a team in general, this is a big day for him. And hopefully this is a day where we look back down the road here and say, you remember that day where he had that great game, and it helped catapult him into being a great quarterback.
We've talked to you about the outside criticism or at least scrutiny of his play constantly. To have a game like this, do you think that if that backs off or if it's appreciated for what it was, that will affect Mitch in a positive way?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. So he understands. He puts pressure on himself to be great, and he knows that he's not where he wants to be, and he knows that we as an offense weren't where we wanted to be at. But the thing with him that I think is important is I tell him all the time, you know, at this position, when you're playing the quarterback position, you get all the credit when you win, and you get all the blame when you lose. And you got to be able to handle that. And so for him, he'll handle that part of it. But I want him individually just to understand that this is growth for him. That you can see that what can happen in this offense, and how you can make this offense greater than it's ever been. That's more important than anything. Is that you're a huge part of this, and the guys around you, everybody. It's when we're all working together, and this is what you can get.
Trey mentioned in the locker room that he thought this is like the worst time for the bye week to come, considering how the team's rolling. What are your thoughts on the timing of the bye week?
Yeah, it's a good thought, but I don't necessarily believe that because we knew win, lose, or draw this was coming. I know this. You want to go into a bye week with a win and not a loss. I've been a part of both sides of it, and trust me, it's a strain, not only as a player but as a coach when you got to go 2 weeks and just wonder, man, how did that happen? And so to go into the bye with a win, now we can go ahead and kind of self-scout a little bit on who we are, and I think it's good timing.
Is Acho a tear?
Again, we're not 100% sure on that, but it is his pec, and we'll know more here in the next couple of days.
When did it happen exactly? How did
It was, I want to say maybe second quarter, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Andre came in.
what he was doing, or?
I don't know. I don't.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Mitch, you guys talked about being on the verge of a breakout performance on offense. What was the difference that put you over the top today?
We just kept believing. I think it was the great week of practice we had, and I think for us, it all starts up front. I thought our O-line played fantastic today, playing together, giving me time, keeping me clean, and then we just got open. Coach Nagy called a great game, and it was just great execution all the way around. When all 11 guys are on the same page like that, you see things start to clicking, and that was the breakthrough that we were kind of hoping for and what we expect to do on offense. So it was just a lot of fun playing with those guys. It was a great team win all the way around, but it comes down to just having a great week of practice and having it transfer over to the game and just playing together.
Mitch, we talked to you so much about the accuracy, field recognition, and the poise. How did you feel like those kind of came together in a game like this for you?
I feel like they did. I feel like I had great feet and eyes today, and I was just calm back there, and the O-line did an awesome job giving me time. So it felt like just like practice this week, able to see the defense, ID it, and then go through my reads and put the ball exactly where I wanted it to these receivers. So like I said, all the way around, great execution, all 11 guys on the same page, and we just transferred it over from practice this week. So we just got to keep working hard and keep evolving within this offense. But that's what we know we could be.
Have you been in his zone like that before? 5 TD passes in the first half?
It felt good out there. Everything that Coach Nagy was calling was working, and we just kept rolling. And like I said, it was the O-line. They gave me time. They were moving guys. We got the run game going, and I was just back there, and I was seeing it well, just staying calm in the pocket, and guys were getting open. And it was an awesome game plan, and we just did exactly what we did in practice this week. So it just carried over, and that's what we expect going forward, just to keep having these great weeks of practice and have it transferred over to the game. And when everyone's doing their job, then it allows you as a quarterback to just be focused, locked in, and do your job as well. So I would just say everybody was doing their job today, and we were having fun playing together the way the game should be played.
Mitch, how did you find out that the 6 touchdowns were something that hadn't happened here in 50-some-odd years?
When they announced it on the Jumbotron, that's when I heard. So it was pretty cool. But, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. So I never set out to break any records or do anything like that. But it was just great team win, great team execution. Our defense continues to play lights out. It's awesome to take some pressure off them and put some points on the board, and all the way around, great team win, and the offense is still evolving, coming together, but all the credit to my teammates who just made it easy for me today.
You mentioned practice a couple times, and Chase in there said that the red zone drill on Friday was the best he's ever seen in his entire career. What was so good about it, and how much did you think that had to do with what happened today?
I think I was just feeling it in practice. I'm starting to get the rhythm of these plays and the timing, and just creating great chemistry with the receivers. And when I have time, just like I do in practice, then the O-line just made it happen for me today, giving me time, and I was seeing it and putting the ball exactly where I wanted it to go. So that's what I know I'm capable of, and it's just great job by my teammates, just doing their job and everybody be on the same page.
What's going through your head when you look up at the scoreboard, there's your image, and you find out you made history? Last time that's happened was 69 years ago. What's going through your head?
It feels good. It's very humbling because you know the history of the Bears and how many great players have come through this organization. So for me, you're just trying to create your own legacy and try to make a path. But for me, I'm out there playing for my teammates and the amazing fans who show up every day. And it was awesome to have my family here as well. So it was just a special day all the way around. So I realized how special this organization is, and it's awesome to make history and be a part of it.
On the touchdown pass to Bellamy, can you take us through that play and how much the pump fake
Yeah.
that thing to come open?
Yeah, so it's just plays off plays. We have a run built into that play, and then we have a bubble screen, and that's a play as well. But it was a built-in pass, pump fake, and you just got to see the safety, and they'll bite on the bubble because they've seen it so many times on film. And it's just building plays off plays within this offense, and we practiced that all week. And everyone did a great job executing. And like I said before, it starts up front with the O-line, giving me tons of time. Everyone did their job. The DB's bit on the double screen, on the bubble screen, and JB got open downfield. So you just got to locate the safety and make sure he doesn't fly over there, and then put it right there when he's wide open. So it's a great play call execution, and it's exactly what happened in practice. So it just carried over to the game.
Was there a point in practice this week where, looking to plays, looking at what you guys were doing, that you kind of thought that something could be special happening to the offense this week?
Well, I also thought the last couple of weeks as well. So you always have that mentality throughout the week of practice that, okay, I feel very prepared this week. I love the game plan. I love where we're at as an offense. And you just go out there and try to make it happen. And this week it did. And I would just say this week was a little different than most because we had our best week. We practiced hard. Everyone was focused, locked in. We really came to work with a purpose this week to go out there, break through on offense, and everyone just do their job and make plays. And when you do that, you're just out there having fun with the guys, and I think that's what makes it special. But, yeah, everything just carried over from practice, and you could kind of feel it. Everybody get on the same page. I was throwing the ball exactly where I wanted in practice, and it carried over to the game today. And like I said, the O-line did an amazing job, and it just kind of all came together, and we just got to keep it rolling going forward.
Mitch, on the touchdown to Allen Robinson, what made you stay with Allen? You also knew Jordan was uncovered.
Yeah, I ID'd man coverage, and Allen was my number one read on that. And you kind of expect someone to go with the back, but within my timing, I just anticipated the corner to Allen, and I saw him win on leverage, and nobody ran with Jordan. So I let it go pretty early on the corner route. But I just when you play with that confidence and conviction, you kind of know exactly where it's going to go. So Allen was wide open, but I also recognized as soon as I let go that Jordan's wide open in the flat. So it just continued to play within the timing of the offense. And if number one's not there, then Jordan's right there in the flat to hopefully walk in as well. But Allen ran a great route and made a great catch. So you just have a bunch of options and playmakers in this offense, and it all comes together when those guys up front are playing so well.
Have you ever been on the field for a two-quarterback formation like that before?
I don't think so. That was the first one, but
Feel confident throwing it to Chase?
yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's why it opened up so much because they know about number 4's just run ability and his break tackle and the spin moves and just the running threat he brings to the offense. But that was a really fun play that we had in practice. Chase was a big part of coming up with it, and it opened right up just the way we drew it up.
What were the conversations with Matt like at the beginning of the week, talking about concepts that you like, that you're comfortable with? I know that's something we were talking about on Wednesday. How did that process go this week to lead to a performance like this?
Yeah, we just came up with the plan early in the week, and you kind of know what concepts are good against the defense and what they're showing us. And I've said before that I'm a rep guy, and those plays that we ran out there today, we ran them multiple times in practice against a bunch of different looks. So I was able to adjust. If they gave us a different look, this is what I was going to do. And they gave us the right looks for the plays today, and we just went out there and make it happen. So I was very comfortable with their game plan, studied it really hard, and just carried over from practice. The things that we were doing in practice happened exactly like they did in the game, and it was just 11 guys playing together. But it's just constant communication between me and Coach Nagy, being on the same page, knowing what plays he really likes and what plays I'm comfortable with, and it's just going to continue to grow and evolve going forward, and we're going to have that constant communication of knowing where each other's at. But I was just when you just get into a rhythm and he's calling plays, you're just like, okay, this one's going to work too, and then you just go out there and play with confidence and have fun.
Rich, could this be a game that you look back on someday and say, yeah, this is where I turned the corner?
I guess we'll see. I mean, that's just continue to live in the present. Don't dwell on the past, but also be proud of what you accomplished. But just continue to know I got a lot of work to continue to do in the future. But definitely proud of this day, especially my teammates' efforts and how we just played together and had fun and defended our home turf in Soldier Field. So we're really proud of that. But hopefully it'll be something I can look back on and be that this is where it all started. But we just got to continue to work hard, stick together, and the sky's the limit for this team. So we got to be smart over bye week, take care of our bodies, and come hungry, ready to work next week, and keep it rolling. So it's awesome to play for this team, and I love these guys in the locker room.
Mitch, you averaged over 10 yards per play on first down and second down, kept yourself in really manageable situations. You didn't have a play behind the sticks until the fourth quarter. Matt talked about how much that gives him comfort as a play caller, but what about you as a player as far as not really getting behind the sticks?
Absolutely. You're just in a rhythm. Everything's going forward. We're playing smart football, no penalties. The special teams did awesome in the field position game today. Defense is always holding them, and that carries over in the field position game as well. But when you're rolling on offense, not getting to tough third down, knowing passing situations, then you're able to keep the defense off balance and just call whatever Coach Nagy wants. And that's when you're just rolling and everything seems to be working. And the defense is just on their heels, and we're just going at them and doing exactly what we did in practice. So it gives everyone a lot of confidence. You just stay in manageable situations, and it just stacks up. So you just try to stack completions and go down the field and score.
Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.